As a teacher of those with severe and profound disabilities, I am able to use and see a lot of different communication systems for those who are considered to be nonverbal or limited verbally. In my classroom, the three communication systems that we use the most are the PEX board, the Picture Exchange Communication System, the choice boards, and American Sign Language. For this video, I would like to highlight more on the American Sign Language because I see more benefits for my students to be able to use the sign language versus the PECS, the choice boards. Even though I believe that all of them are very beneficial, ASL you're able to use more out of in your everyday life. You won't just use it in the classroom, you just won't use it in your house or in your community center. You can also use it while you're out at the grocery store, or out shopping, or out at a park. I have noticed that the American Sign Language is starting to become a more an upcoming language, so to say. More people are wanting to learn the sign language. More people are involved and eager to just pick up maybe the basic signs, which is really cool because I'm able to teach my students the basic signs. They're able to communicate their wants and their needs. They're able to communicate their emotions, their feelings. They're able to communicate with me on an academic level. Depending on my students' cognitive abilities does depend on how many signs I'm able to teach them and we're able to learn. As a class, for a whole, we have a sign of the week, so every week we learn a new sign. My students I have some students who have full motor abilities, and I have some students who are very limited. However, all of my students are able to use the sign language, which is super cool. Um, all you have to do is, kind of be able to move your hands. If you don't have very much motor ability in your hands or your arms, sign language can be hard. However, sign language, you use your hands and you use your facial expressions. So as long as you're able to use some of those, most individuals are able to use American Sign Language. And like I said, sign language can be used at any point in your life, wherever you are. So I think that's super awesome. Um, some of the basic signs that we will use in my classroom are the word more, which is just like this. So as you can see, it is very basic, it's very simple. You don't have to have a lot of motor ability to use sign language. Um, we will also use eat. So when they're hungry or they want to eat or it's lunchtime, my students, I can never forget lunchtime. They always tell you, eat, it's time to eat. Um, we also use water. We have a water fountain in the classroom. So before the students go to use a water fountain, they'll always sign the word water to me to let me know that they are gonna go get some water. They also know how to say thank you and please. So those are just some of the basic signs that we use. And as you can see, they're all very easily, so most students are able to use them. In my classroom, I have 10 students, and 8 of those students are considered to be nonverbal or limited limited to the use of their speech. So sign language is a great asset to our classroom because all students are able to use it. And like I said, according or depending on their cognitive ability will depend on how many signs they are able to use. But with sign language becoming such an up and coming language that everybody is trying to learn, trying to use, I really press the use of sign language in my classroom so my students are able to use it and be more independent in their life outside of the classroom and their home.